Good afternoon. Yesterday, Judge Khalida Rashid Khan from Pakistan was sworn in as the new permanent judge of the ICTY Appeals Chamber. Judge Khan is the former president of the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, a position she held until the 1st of March. Judge Khan's full biography will shortly be available on the Tribunal's website. Judge Khan's appointment brings a total number of permanent ICTY judges to 17. And turning to the upcoming courtroom schedule, the prosecution's closing arguments in the trial of Vojislav Šešelj have been ongoing since Monday afternoon and will resume this afternoon at 2:15 in Courtroom III. Šešelj's closing arguments are scheduled to be held from next Monday, the 12th of March, starting at 2:15 through to Wednesday afternoon, also in Courtroom III. Journalists planning to cover Šešelj's closing arguments should contact the media office by Friday this week to confirm their attendance. And this afternoon, a status conference in the appeals case of Momčilo Perišić will take place at 3 o'clock in Courtroom III. This is the first status conference to be held since 6th of September, when Perišić, the most senior officer and chief of the general staff of the Yugoslav Army to have been indicted by the tribunal, was sentenced to 27 years imprisonment for the crimes committed in Bosnia and Herzegovina and Croatia. And on Friday, a status conference in the second contempt case of Vojislav Šešelj will be held at 10 o'clock in Courtroom I. Šešelj was convicted on the 31st of October 2011 to 18 months imprisonment for disclosing confidential information pertaining to protected witnesses in one of the books he authored. The case is currently pending appeal, and the third contempt case against Šešelj, initiated on 24th of May last year following his failing to remove confidential information from his personal website, is currently underway. Proceedings in the trial of Radovan Karadžić, Mićo Stanšić, Stojan Župljanin, as well as Jovica Stanšić and Franki Simatović continue this week and next as scheduled. In the Karadžić trial, the chamber is currently hearing the testimony of Robert Đurđević, who met with the accused and other Republika Srpska political and military leadership on a number of occasions during the Bosnian War. And in the Stanšić and Simatović trial, the defense witness Petar Đukić resumes his testimony from yesterday. He was an officer in the Yugoslav People's Army in Bosanski Šamac, and then he became the chief inspector of the Republika Srpska Krajina police. In the Stanšić and Župljanin trial, the chamber is currently hearing the testimony of the third and last chamber witness in this case, Tomislav Kovač, who was the former high official in the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Republika Srpska. And finally, recent outreach activities. A group of war crimes trial monitors and journalists from Croatia have been at the tribunal since Monday on a week-long study visit. The visit is organized by Croatian NGO Documenta and the outreach program as part of its long-term work with local communities to encourage the establishment and acceptance of facts about the war in the former Yugoslavia. The visit is a part of the outreach program's efforts to increase access to its work and promote greater understanding of its achievements ahead of the completion of its mandate. I also wish to bring to your attention the new round of Kosovo high schools presentations, which was launched last Monday. This is the fourth round of high school presentations to take place in Kosovo in the recent years and is part of a region-wide project, the aim of which is to support the process of reconciliation in the region by encouraging young people to take an active interest in issues of justice, transitional justice, and dealing with the past. Similar presentations are taking place in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and we hope soon in Croatia and Serbia too. And finally, I would like to remind you of the event that will be held tomorrow at the Tribunal in celebration of International Women's Day, at which Catherine Bolkovac, the author of Whistleblower, Sex Trafficking, Military Contractors and One Woman's Fight for Justice, and an inspiration for the movie The Whistleblower, has been invited as the guest speaker. Journalists wishing to attend the event should inform the press office. Thank you very much. Office of the Prosecutor.
Mr. Brammertz, the prosecutor, is in Berlin today at the invitation of the German Parliament's European Affairs Committee. He will brief the European Affairs Committee on the work of the Office of the Prosecutor, the Tribunal, the progress in trials and appeals, cooperation with states of the former Yugoslavia. He will address in particular the prosecution of war crimes in Bosnia, Croatia and Serbia. During this visit, he will also have meetings with senior officials from the German Chancellor's Office and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That's it from my side.
Thank you. Any questions? No? Thank you.